What's going on, guys? My name is Omega and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. So today we have a bunch of things to talk about. I'm going to leave the timestamps and the table of contents for today's video on the screen right now, just in case you guys want to skip to anything. We're going to be talking about some big things, including a brand new interview that IGN actually did with some of the Respawn developers, and we even got some cool teases for the future of Apex Legends. Start off this video though, I actually want to show you guys some cool news regarding the Apex voice actors. Some of them actually made it into the Cyberpunk 2077 game, which, as you guys know, is one of the biggest games that has come out in the past year. Unfortunately, with all the drama regarding the game, it seems like it's doing a lot worse than expected, but it's still very cool to see some of the biggest Apex Legends voice actors in this game. Johnny Young, who plays the voice of Crypto, is one voice that you can find, I think, in the very beginning of the game after you walk into this one club. He plays a side character, but his voice definitely stands out among the crowd.
There's that green place.
What?
Said if she tried.
Drawing a blank.
You can also hear Frida Wolf, who's the voice of Loba. She plays a character that's sitting alongside a highway. I'm not entirely sure where this character is, but I do have a clip to show you guys of what she actually sounds like.
Well, hello there. Have you come to make yourself useful?
Finally, we have Nicholas Roy, the voice of Octane, who also has a role in Cyberpunk. However, I couldn't actually find what character he played. The problem with these games is that a lot of these voice actors will record voices for companies, but sometimes they don't actually get used in the game. This was the case with Frida Wolf. She didn't even know that she was in Cyberpunk until someone actually pointed out to her on Twitter, because she did the recording, she didn't know if it was actually going to make it into the game, and she found out right after the game was released. Now, there's a new bug that's been discovered on Olympus that sends you flying through the ground on the initial drop. Reddit user KlutzyYT posted a clip to Reddit in which he landed on top of a building but fell right through the map to his death. A Respawn developer commented on this, saying they would send it to someone that can further investigate the issue. But we got another comment saying this is an issue with players detaching from the jump master automatically. If you land on specific geometry when the game goes through this process, you'll phase right through it. Water treatment on Kings Canyon also had this issue, since the floor of the POI is object geometry rather than solid ground. Now, moving on to the bulk of this video, this is where I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of information. Like I mentioned before, IGN actually did an interview with a couple of Respawn developers, mainly talking about kind of their struggles of doing all of this work from home, but also we got a few glimpses of what Apex might see in the future, specifically in Season 8 and Season 9. So at the beginning of this interview started off with Moy Para, one of the lead animators for Respawn and also the owner of the Tooncraft YouTube channel, talking about how it was difficult for the animation team to work from home, considering that most of the animations are now created using mocap, which is basically just recording the movements of a human to make a more realistic game animation. Normally, to do this, they had to go into a special studio to record using mocap. They also had a ton of people in this studio just to make sure everything was flowing correctly. The problem was that once COVID hit, all of the animators were forced to do work from home. Respawn actually invested in a special suit that allows them to record animations with mocap from anywhere. You can even see in the video that the guy is doing animations in his backyard, in his bedroom. So it's crazy to see that all of these animations that were normally done in a studio could now just be done in your backyard, man. That is just insane to me. They also said that they do still sometimes use their original studio to record mocap. They actually have a robot camera that can be controlled from anywhere. This allows them to basically record the mocap in their studio with only 1 or 2 people inside at a time. Now, during one of the mocap scenes, you can spot Lifeline's heirloom as well as a bow on the table in the background. Now, this means they were recording something or someone using a bow for the future of Apex Legends. I think this is definitely a big teaser because, as you guys know, we've actually spotted a bow in past developer streams. This was actually something that was just located on the ground in the game, so this is something that could very well just be for a future legend, or maybe an heirloom, or maybe even some new type of weapon that we'll be getting. Now, another kind of interesting and cool fact from the interview is that Respawn said that they apparently had trouble recording instrumentals for trailer and the game during the pandemic. This started, during Season 5 with the Broken Ghost quest. Respawn wanted an orchestra to perform some of the music they were planning on using for future seasons. However, the problem with orchestras is that these consist of about 80 or 90 people, each playing a different instrument in the same room. Because of COVID, they couldn't have 80 or 90 people in one room at all, so that means they had to get creative and ended up recording every single instrument individually and then lining all of them up after. afterwards. Now I know that might sound easy, but that's actually like one of the most difficult things in the world to do, just because orchestras normally perform together and a lot of times they adjust their sound and pitch based off what the rest of the group is playing. So it's very difficult when you have each person kind of doing a solo on their instrument and trying to mesh that all together to make it sound like all of these people recording in the same room. Eric Kraber, who's the audio director at Respawn, also talked about a problem they had with recording voice actors because most of the voice actors had to record from some home setup. He says this was specifically problematic for the voice actors that played both Wraith and Gibraltar, as they're both TV actors who don't have their own recording setup at home. One thing that's really cool is that the voice actors for Apex were actually sending each other different equipment to use so they could get the voice recordings done. So there's a lot of collaboration done behind the scenes, especially with the voice actors. So it's really cool to see, everyone coming together to make Apex Legends work from home. Now, finally, I just want to talk about something that Chad Grenier mentioned at the very end of this video. He kind of gave us a little bit of teasers regarding Season 8 as well as Season 9. He didn't speak too much on it, but you could definitely sense his excitement when he was talking about these seasons. He said that Season 8 is shaping up to be amazing and has basically been completely completed from home. But what really got him excited was when he started talking about Season 9, when he said we're going to see some major things in Apex Legends that we did not expect. So I am very excited for the future of this game. I'm not entirely sure what he means by this, but we're just gonna have to wait and see on any more clues of to what this big news coming in Season 9 could be. Now finally, the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is some more information from Apex Legends regarding leaks. Now if you guys don't know, this came from a situation the other day where Josh Medina, one of the developers at Respawn, basically responded to Bias12, who is a data miner in the community, saying that in 2021 Respawn will be trying to make more of an effort to stop people from leaking their game. Now the context of this news story comes from a Twitter page called Valorant Leaks. They responded to a tweet from Riot Games basically thanking them for creating Valorant and allowing them this platform to post leaks and data mine stuff. This got a response from the official Valorant page that said, "Thank you for being a part of the community that fills our game with life. There's no one we'd rather be data mined by," which is kind of crazy, man, because an actual game company's Twitter is responding to data miners in their community, thanking them for data mining their game. It's the complete opposite reaction that we've had at Respawn so far. Now obviously this got a response from many data miners in the community who wanted to point out the differences in the way that Valorant treats data miners versus how Apex Legends does. Bias12, a well-known data miner in the community, made a tweet saying if only Respawn was like this towards us data miners. But the reason I wanted to share this is because Moy Para, one of the lead animators over at Respawn, made a comment on this thread saying, "I want to understand this a little bit better. Is the expectation that leaks should be seen only as a positive thing for any given game, regardless of how developers feel about them, and that developers should now also thank leakers for leaking stuff?" Another Twitter user responded to Moy saying that leaks allow the community as a whole to know what to expect in the coming weeks. He also said it helps you save money for skins that are coming out in the future, which is definitely an argument I've made for leaks in the past. I think that is, one of the big benefits to the community for leaks is knowing what skins are going to come out in the future and being able to save up money if that's a skin that you actually want to get. Moy responded to this comment saying, "Interesting to hear the community express their opinions about this, as I naturally have a bit of a different outlook. But thank you, I appreciate your comment." Now, I definitely have to respect Moy for putting himself out there to better understand why so many people support leaks. Now, I do also want to say that what happened with the Valorant Twitter is definitely not something that normally happens. Many other people in other gaming communities, such as Fortnite and Call of Duty, were making similar concerns, saying that those companies are completely against data miners and leakers. So this is not something that is just Apex Legends. A lot of devs do feel some way about leaks. If Respawn ever decides that they want to keep leaks in the game and they want to do something similar to what Valorant's doing right now, I would love to see them just work with data miners and leakers and let them know what is okay to leak and what is not okay. Because we've heard developers say skins aren't really that bad. We've also heard developers say that anything leaked from the game files is just a insult to our work. So there's a lot of different opinions going on right now, but we really don't have any solidified information still of what's going to happen with leaks in the coming time. Anyways, that concludes today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate all of your guys' support on the recent content, but hopefully you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.